So there's an exhibition coming up. It's called like the 5x7 show. Everybody else is painting on like canvas panels, just like flat panels. But with a lot of my work, I carve timber to like turn it into shapes. Like you can see back here, this is a skateboard. I get a jigsaw and I carve it up to basically create like a unique shape. And this is a elevated timber carving. So you might not see it too well in the video, but this is all carved out in here. So this is like hollow. And that's what I want to do with these. I don't want to chuck a frame around it. I just want to have it be like the flat timber. I'll just build like a hanging structure. So it can be pretty simple. This is the one for these, right? That's all you needed. 2 sort of D-rings, metal string in the middle. This holds heaps and heaps of weight. I'm going to prime them. I'm going to sketch on them. I'm going to carve them out. Then we're going to paint them in. Usually for this size, I just sketch it, but I thought this was just a good opportunity to get the exact design on and to show you guys a little bit about it. So let's say you have a drawing like this. This is a little emu guy. I want to pop it up onto this. So what I'll do, firstly, I will make sure this is the right size, like this. You will need an iPad. You can do this with your laptop too. Like you can sort of flip it upside down. It's a little goofy, but it does work. Get a sheet of paper and turn your lights off, so you can see what you're looking at. I'll basically just follow around where the sketch is. Thing to remember too, if you're doing this on an iPad, this will react to your fingers. Just try not to do any of those like pinching type of things because it can get smaller and bigger. So the whole show's around patterns. So I'm gonna have like a main subject in each piece. And they're all going to be like Australian animal themed. I've been painting heaps of Aussie animals lately. That's basically it. Boom, we got a little sketch here. Let's flick that light back on and check out the paper. So you got your emu. The question is, how do we get it from this to this? With this thing right here. So this is a graphite pencil. Any type of graphite will do. You can get this in different ways. Get our sheet of paper, go onto the back of it. You can even see where the sketch was. And you want to scribble over the whole thing. The darker the better for this part, because the more of this scribble that you have, the more it can transfer onto your canvas. So if you like shine this up to the light, you can see that it's over the whole drawing, which it is. Get my board here, line it up where I want it to be. And then a big tip here is don't use the same pen. Like if you sketch this in black, then get like a blue pen and go around the lines. Otherwise you might forget where you're at. It's all about like pressing down heavy. The harder you press, the more that's gonna transfer over to the other side. Sometimes you can do this, have a look underneath, you won't have a sketch. And it's just because you've pressed too lightly. This is like a DIY approach. You can go out and you can buy graphite paper. It's just like pretty pricey. And you know, once you're done with this drawing, it's basically like a throwout. So for me, I don't know, I just feel like I'm always wasting money when that extra step of sketching on the back of that paper yourself only takes like 2 seconds. So we draw on it, and now all we gotta do is the reveal. There we are. Got our emu. By the end, they should be like a nice, just a little collection of artworks. Affordable, small, easy to make, bit of fun. So yeah, just gonna sketch the rest up and then I'll catch you once they're all done. Got a little froggy dude, just there. Emu, cassowary style guy. Platypus, and then we have a kingfisher. I'm just gonna draw my backgrounds up and then cut this thing out. I'm just gonna paint a thin layer of paint over these, and that'll give me like a solid base. You do this so when you're painting and you're covering over like a large white section, it doesn't show through your paint. pretty late in my studio, so I'm gonna pack down for now. When we come back, I'm gonna build some hanging systems for this and show you how to hang these. If you go to a hardware store, a lot of the time they have like offcuts. So I've just rocked up here at Bunnings and they have a bin of materials that, you know, they don't need, and you can just grab them and take them with you. Sometimes they charge a little bit, but usually just for little bits it's free. So I'm gonna see what I can find in here, and hopefully I can use that as the hanging system. Yesterday I actually ended up going and putting up a piece in Fitzroy, and I did something that I quite liked, which was there's like this circle shape in the background, and I wanted to incorporate that more into these pieces. So I've actually done a whole lot more on these when I came back into the studio. I'll show you what they look like in a little updated version. This is the frog. Now it's got like droplets and it has like a highlight beam around it. I also painted the background of them, so I thought it'd be nice, like, you know, same color. Kookaburra here. Got a little circle with some like subtle raindrops down it. Platypus, this was like heavily inspired by that one. You can see that, you know, the black circle. Just compositionally, I feel like it finishes it. And then this little cassowary, emu guy. I can't actually hang all 4 of these pieces. I can only pick 3. On the ones that are in the show, I can't actually chuck like a hanging system on the back because they're gonna chuck them up their own way. Instead, I'm just gonna chuck this hanging system on one of them, and you can see how it all works. So out of all these pieces, I had to pick one, which was hard to pick because I quite like each one for its own reason. But these 2 were a definite. It was a toss-up between this for that final 3rd one. This little froggy dude. What's cool about it is it's such a different color to the other pieces, and it draws like a big separation between the 3. So I think this hanging like this as like a body of work is a lot stronger. I'm gonna go with this. This is the one that I'm gonna chuck that hanging system on. Yeah, we got this piece of salvage wood that we got from Bunnings. It's actually a little too wide. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure a line down the middle here, and I'm gonna cut that halfway. And this is the thing I learned to avoid over time with, you know, hanging my work, is you don't want it to just be like a little section up here, because when you hang it, this bottom piece is gonna dangle. A lot of frames and canvases, you can just chuck a string and it'll just lay flat. But if you have anything like this and you're creating like a custom hanging system, you want a flat section along the whole thing. Visually, it looks really nice, looks really finished. So I'm just gonna measure the center of this thing, cut it up, paint it, and then we'll come back and we'll adhere it onto that surface. Cool, so we got our pieces done, painted yellow, so it'll suit the back. You can see here, I don't know, it looks pretty nice. Once this is hung too, it's got that little bit of like distance from the wall. To be honest, this whole hanging system right here is complete overkill, but like it does not need all this stuff and to be super solid and everything. But with my work, I like to really give like the highest quality product that I can. I never like to cut corners. Like I like to be smart with materials and all that, like use recycled materials and everything. But you know, when I can, I just want to put quality in. I know this thing's gonna last forever with what I have here. You need a few items here. There's different variants of these, but this is just what I'm gonna use today. These will be some O-rings, and that obviously takes you to the wire. You know, you need this to chuck between them. And the last thing that you need is just like wood glue. This can bond and hold so much weight. So I've created like way larger sculptural pieces. So you can see this is just a tad bigger. Look at this big emu guy, the monster. And this is wood glued on, and that ain't going anywhere. Wood glue is like amazing for these type of things. I'm gonna begin by getting these O-rings onto these pieces of wood. Because if I glue these down and then try to start doing it, it's just sort of like annoying to get your fingers in there. Instead, I'm gonna measure down at the same length, put that little O-ring right there. You can literally just twist them with your fingers. Just press in and twist. The hardest part's the beginning, just to like get a bit of grip. But once it gets into that timber, it'll just start sort of going down on that thread. Obviously, to make sure this painting's the right way up, I've done that before. That sucks, so don't do that. That's the way it goes, right? So let's be smart. Further out, the more solid that outside will look. Just basically level it out. So we got the wood glue dried up. It's time to just string this thing up. I go over, and once you hit this side, you want to just start twisting. So we got this thing ready to roll. It's a bit loose up here. So if people have like a screw that's popping out a bit or not too much or whatever, they have a bit of variability. And the whole reason why I use the O-rings is because it's not going to come back past this. So this will sit just like really nice and flush on the wall. I'm just going to get some spray varnish, chuck a couple coats on this. It'll make it not only like sunproof, but it will also offer just like a nice finish to it. My favorite varnish is spray. You can use like brush on varnish too. I use like a variety of different brands, but lately I've just been using Loop because this is at the graffiti store that I go to. For me, I usually use matte varnish. Some people use gloss and like satin and all these different finishes. Gloss is like the shiniest, satin's about the middle, and matte is like the flattest. But the reason why I use matte is because once you hit this with one layer, you can hit it with another and it'll add some more sheen to it. Just with layers, you can make your painting look as sort of like shiny as you want it to. Matte varnish for me is the way to go. So let's just take this guy outside and spray him up. To do something a little special for you guys, to say thanks for watching and everything, I want to do a giveaway. So I'm going to give this away, and all you got to do is basically just leave a comment in the comment section. It could be anything, what you want to learn, what you liked about the video, which piece was your favorite, what you're working on now, whatever you want. My YouTube's pretty small, so I'm not going to be too optimistic with the comment section, but let's just say once it hits 50 comments, I'm going to give it away to one of you guys. I'll announce that video, you'll be the first one to see it. We'll make like a little drum roll thing, and one of you guys will be able to own this piece right here. Signed, hang ready, and I can send this anywhere in the world really. So remember to leave a comment down in the comment section. If you like my videos, remember to like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I will catch you on the next one.